Hi, and welcome to BirdEase. If you're watching this video, you're likely wondering how to get started with your event site. You've come to the right place. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to access your event management dashboard, how to move through the different pages to set up your website, and how to reach out to our support team should you have any questions during the process. When you log in at birdease.com, you'll arrive at your user dashboard, which will look very similar to this. Start by looking under Active Events and finding the name of the event that you'd like to edit. Then click the button that says Manage Event. This will put you at your event home, which is a bird's eye view of the metrics for your website. We will start in the Event Information dropdown under General. The General page is where you can set a name for your event, your vanity URL, which is the link for people to access your website, and download an event QR code for any flyers or social media posts so people can scan it with their phone and be brought directly to the homepage of your website. Under Location and Contact, this is where you will provide the physical location for the course, a location name and link to website, and an event contact, including first and last name, an address if applicable, phone number, and website for your site visitors to take a look at. Under Dates and Times, this is where you'll provide the date and itemized times for each occurrence during your event. You can get started by clicking the pencil icon. You can make edits to the date with the month and year dropdowns, and then select the specific day of your event. You can then move on to itemized times. You can change the name of each label, change the time, AM/PM setting. You can also add or delete times from this list. If you're running a multi-day event, you can also click on Add New Date to start from scratch. Under the Event Website dropdown, in Pages, this is where you'll be able to edit the settings and content for each page. For example, if I wanted to change the content on the home page of my site, also called the Event Details page, I would navigate to Event Details and click the pencil icon. Here I could come in and change the written text, provide photos, video, or embed a PDF version of my flyer, and then click to update to have the changes reflect on the website. If I wanted a Google Maps widget of the location of the course to appear on my homepage, I could turn on this Show Google Map on Homepage widget. I could also toggle the visibility and whether or not I want event information to be shown here. Same goes for the rest of the pages. For example, on the sponsorships page, if I wanted to write out and express thank you for supporting our event, I could click Edit and then change the text listed here, which will appear just above all of my listed sponsorship opportunities. Likewise, if I wanted to hide my auction page, I could click to Edit and toggle the visibility off for that page, and then click to Update. In the Images tab, this is where I'll be able to see all images that are being used on my event website. By using the filters, I can sort into specific images. For example, sponsor logos are where all of your supporters' logos will be listed. You can change the order in which these logos are displayed and set your preferences for the logo's display. When a sponsor registers, their provided logo will automatically appear here in this sponsor logo section, and it's up to you to use these three buttons, also called the action items, to toggle the display options. Registrant uploads is where you'll see a list of all images that your registrants have provided during the registration process. Banners and backgrounds are images that you can upload to change the look of your website. Every site theme offers either a banner, a background, or both. Currently, we're looking at template number 2, or theme 2, which only offers a background. So if I wanted to change the look of the grass here, I could sort into backgrounds and add my own image. Likewise, with banners, you'll see here that there are 3 different images uploaded. So if I were to change into a template that offers a banner instead of a background, like template number 4, those options appear. The event logo filter shows you the logo that's being used for your event. This will appear on every page of your website and on your invoice. In the registration dropdown, under Items, is where you'll be able to specify all items available for purchase on your website. For example, because our websites come pre-filled with single golfer through foursome packages, you could click Edit on a foursome to change the price and description of that item. If you wanted to come in here and add a new sponsorship item, you can use the Add New Item button and fill out the fields. Item name will be the name of the package shown on the website. Price will be what the item is priced at for sale. And the number of golfer fields tells our system how many golfers are included with this package. For example, if you're offering a title sponsor that comes included with 2 foursomes, you would set the number of golfers field to 8. This would tell our system to prompt for 8 golfers' information in addition to everything else it already asks for during checkout. If you're selling a whole sponsorship, for example, that only comes included with a sign, not any registered golfers, you would keep this number set to 0. Same goes for any sort of add-ons. Mulligans, raffle tickets, tournament merchandise, dinner or drink tickets, and so on would reflect 0 here, as you're not looking to register any brand new golfers through the sale of that item. The description is the item description that you'd like to appear on your website. For a sponsorship, you may say, comes included with 2 foursomes, whole signage, and a special mention at dinner. Down here in the options is where you'll be able to configure your item. For a registration item or an add-on like mulligans, you would likely choose to display it on the registration page. For a sponsorship, you may just choose to have it shown on the sponsorships page. Also for sponsorships, you'll want to ensure that this option to allow your registrant to upload a logo is toggled on. This tells our system that the item is a sponsorship and it should ask your sponsor for all of their company's information. A lot of these toggles are fairly self-explanatory, marking something as sold, setting a limited purchase quantity, which the system will automatically track for you and mark that item as sold out once the quantity has been hit. Say it's a title sponsor and I'd only like 1 person to purchase it. I set the quantity to 1, and once that item has been purchased, it will automatically be marked as sold out as to not oversell that option. In advanced options, you'll see even more toggles. You'll see an item to hide a price, to include tax, enable a limit per registrant, which will limit the amount of purchases per cart on this item, and an option to mark this item as a charitable donation, where you can also specify the amount of the purchase that is considered a charitable contribution. You're welcome to drag and drop items into place, and this will reflect accordingly on your website. In the Golfer Settings tab, this is where you'll be able to configure all golfer settings for your event. If you have a total cap, say your venue can only accommodate 144 golfers, you would turn this cap on and set the field to 144. This tells the system to track all golfers across standard registration and sponsorships, and once 144 golfers have signed up, all items that include golfer registration should be marked as sold out. If you're running an event that is not a tournament or not golf related, you're also welcome to change the golfer label. Say for instance, I'm planning on holding a banquet. I may change this label to attendee and set the group size to 10. because I'd like 10 attendees to sit at a table. But for this, we'll keep it to standard golfer foursomes for this tournament. You can also prompt your golfers for additional information here. If you'd like to ask them for their gym number or handicap, you can toggle on these fields, or you can keep them left out by default. In registrant settings is where you'll be able to configure all of your registration settings. You're welcome to move through this on your own, as it will differ for each person. In the custom questions page, if you would like to ask a question that's not automatically asked by our system, you can configure that here. You'll see some examples. How will you be paying? Please provide your team name. Provide your shirt size. Say I want to know what they plan on eating for dinner. I could say, indicate dinner preference. I could apply that to each golfer so I know what they want to eat. And then I could set up a pick list of the options that I'll have available, whether that be hot dog, hamburger, or a salad. I can then select the items that I want this to apply to. Since I want all golfers, regardless of their package, to be asked this question, I'll click Select All, and the system knows to index each item and ask all golfers what they want to eat. In the promo codes field, if you would like to enable a promo code, you can do so. You can click to Add New Promotion, set your own code, whether or not it should be a fixed amount off or percentage off, and then specify the amount that should be taken off when someone uses that promo. You can then apply it to whichever items you'd like. In the donations page, this is where you'll be able to make changes to your donation function. You can set up buttons to suggest donation amounts to people, in addition to the opportunity to enter their own value, or you can toggle off the option to allow custom donation amounts so that only your buttons are the ones they can use. Down here, you'll see that we have a charitable donation letter pre-templated for you. If you're not interested in using this, you certainly don't have to. This comes into play when you have items toggled on with that charitable donation feature as mentioned previously in the registration items. Say I wanted to indicate that a platinum sponsor is a charitable donation, at least a portion of it. The platinum sponsorship is $5,000. For easy numbers, let's say that $4,000 of that $5,000 should be considered a charitable donation. I could toggle on the charitable donation option, set the amount to $4,000, and click Update. This will tell the system that that registrant should be offered this receipt of charitable donation. You will toggle on this Allow Registrants to Download Charitable Letter and fill out any fields written in caps. Any fields in double brackets will be autofilled by our system. For example, in the case of that platinum sponsor, it would say that $4,000 of your $5,000 contribution are tax deductible. In the Payments dropdown, under General, is where you'll be able to see all of your card processing options. If you're currently using any of these processors, it's as easy as clicking to use and providing the requested login information. If you're looking to establish a new means to take payment, you can get started with BirdEase Payments. If you have any additional questions on this, you can visit our Help Center, or you can reach out to our support team. Under Payment Settings, you'll be able to toggle on whether or not you'd like payment due upon registering, which means that your registrant cannot download an invoice and pay you another way. You can also toggle on the option for your registrants to pay by check or other means. You could then provide instructions on how they could do that if they did not want to pay using a card. In Invoice Settings is where you'll be able to make edits to your invoice. Say you would like to specify who your registrant should make checks payable to. There's a couple ways that you can do this. You could toggle on to display a payment note and have that appear there. Or my personal favorite way is by toggling on terms and agreements. I then write something in the header along the lines of, if paying by check, please make check payable and mail to. And then in the body text, I would provide that information. Each time you make an edit to your invoice, you are welcome to download a sample to make sure that everything looks right. But unless you toggle off the option for your registrants to retrieve that invoice, every registrant will have access to it. In the Publish and Access tab is where you'll be able to publish your event website. Once published, it is live on the internet for a full 365 days. If you need to make any edits to your website, you do not need to unpublish and republish it. All updates will happen real time. But if you would like to unpublish and republish at a later time, say you need to take the entire website down to make a serious overhaul, you can certainly do that. Publishing is not permanent. Same with event registration. Registration will be open always, so that way when you publish your website, people can start signing up right away. But if you'd like to limit that and have people see the website but not be able to register, you can always stop accepting registrations and turn it back on at a better time. In the Managers section, if you'd like to provide additional administrative access to another user, you can do so by clicking Add New Manager. You'll provide their name and email so they'll receive a message to establish their own BirdEase login. At this time, there is no way to limit certain areas of the website, so anyone that you provide administrative access to will have the same permissions as you do. So make sure to grant that permission wisely. In the Auction Items tab is where you'll be able to add any items that you'd like available for your silent auction if you're running one. You can click Add New Item and fill out the requested values. If you have any specific questions or would like more in-depth guidance on setting up your auction, please reach out to our support team. You can also configure your auction settings by enabling your auction system, which will allow people to start bidding, and then setting your preferences here accordingly. When you're ready to close out your auction, you can close it, which is a temporary action, and end the auction, which is a permanent action. That will mark all your highest bidders as winners and allow you to send them a direct link to pay. In the Message Center, under Messages, is where you'll be able to draft up email blasts. We keep an email list up to date for you automatically, so that way you don't have to worry about maintaining any pesky CSV files. You're welcome to set your own message subject and content. And under Recipients, you can import directly from your registrants and participants. Let's say, for example, that you've had to update your shotgun start time. So you'd want to notify all main registrants and all golfers of this change, and then import that list of emails to be notified. You can then send out that message and track any responses, meaning anybody who opened the email, anybody who was unable to receive the email, and the delivery success of the message as a whole. If you'd like to notify an existing CSV file of emails of an email blast, you can do so by uploading your own CSV. We personally recommend downloading the sample CSV so you get a good idea of how your Excel file will need to be set up, and then drop your CSV file here to import those emails to be the recipients. Email lists is another great place to import a CSV. In the Notification Center, under Event Email Notifications, you'll see all of the templated emails that are available in our system. For example, registration confirmation is the email that every registrant will get automatically when they sign up. If you'd like to take a look at the template and make any edits, you're welcome to do so. You can also send yourself a test of this template to see what it would look like in your own inbox. Same goes for the rest of these templates. In Message Notifications, you'll be able to add additional recipient addresses. They can be notified each time a bid is placed during your auction, anytime somebody reaches out to you through the contact page, for an event receipt, notifications of new and updated registrations, and so on. For the aesthetics of your site, you'll visit the Look and Feel section. This will, as mentioned previously, allow you to change the background, banner, or both, depending on the template that you're using, and the color of your event website as a whole. By default, you'll notice that your site is in green when first created, but you will of course be able to change it to better match your branding. Now, if you have any further questions, I'd recommend reaching out to our support team. You can first do this by clicking on the question mark icon. Let's say that I'm in Payments under General, and I have a question about payment processors. By clicking the question mark, you will see relevant articles that we have personally written based on the page that you're on in your event management dashboard. If you'd like to search for something specifically, you can click the blue icon in the bottom right corner here. You'll be able to search for help. Say I want to know how to embed a PDF, and you can pull up an article based on that. If you'd like to chat with our support team, you can reach out through the Messages tab and ask a question, and we will help you as soon as we're able. Thank you so much for watching through this. Hopefully it was insightful and helps you out in getting started with your event website. Again, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to our support team or a member of the BirdEase team that you've worked with previously, and we are always here and happy to help out. Happy fundraising!